What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dolphins Daily, a daily dose of Dolphins content with your boy, Chris Kane. Let's talk about the Dolphins. So we are in pre-free agency. It's a whole situation. It's tampering, not tampering. Don't tamper, but we know you're tampering. It's fine. A lot has happened today. Guys are flying all over the place. DK Metcalf's over here. Jimmy G's been re-signed over here. Offensive lineman moving around. And the Dolphins' first move was to sign Zach Wilson. Listen, I don't know how to say this in a way that's going to sound like a fan. I hate everything about this. Everything. Never been a Zach Wilson fan at any point. Not at BYU, not at Jets, not at Broncos. I do not like this player. I don't think he's good. I think he's always been overrated. He made one throw on the run for like 55 yards. People say, gotta sign number 2 overall. Never mind that he's 200 pounds and never beat a good team in college. Irrelevant. I do not think he's a good player. I've never seen evidence of him being good consistently. $6 million guaranteed. That can be up to $10 million. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what I saw it. I thought somebody was pranking me. It's like, yo, Dolphins signed Zach Wilson. It's like, you crazy for that? He's like, nah, like 1 year, $6 million, fully guaranteed. I said, what? Like Steve Harvey. I was disgusted. Never, ever, ever, ever been a Zach Wilson fan. I don't get it. There were still guys on the market. I don't know if it's a situation where you're going to get Zach Wilson and lock in that $6 million and then draft the dude in the 3rd or 4th round. And they compete for the backup job. He lost out to Jarrett Stidham last year. You think Jarrett Stidham is good? Is that what you think? I don't know what this is. Like, this is to me people thinking they can see talent. I can mine out that talent for something good. Because the idea of a backup is that in a pinch, you can come in and win games for us. You can be a leader. You can galvanize the team. You can do all that. The last time I heard Zach Wilson talk, he had thrown an easy 4 picks and took no accountability for it. I know he talked after that. I know. The last time I heard him talk, they said, hey, do you think you contributed to this loss? And he said, nope. And then he was benched the next game. That's the last time I heard him talk. Honestly, don't even know what he sounds like. I'll be honest. Don't know what he sounds like. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is like, let's make Tua feel comfortable with the backup where there's no competition for the job. My understanding was we're getting a veteran backup that's somewhat proven and cheap. That's what I was sold. That's what we sold you. We've done how many episodes talking about backup quarterbacks? Never once did I mention Zach Wilson. You know why? I never even considered that the Dolphins would do this because I never considered him really to even be a quarterback. To me, he just has really good seats to the game on the sideline. And maybe I'm being hard, I'm being harsh, whatever. I don't get any part of this. I don't know. Is it the $6 million? Is it that he's still young? I don't know. I would have much rather re-signed Tyler Huntley. Give him a full offseason to learn the offense because in spurts, Tyler showed me, all right, if he knows the plays, he's more athletic. I feel like there's a room to grow. He knows the offense at least. How much was Tyler Huntley asking for? That we thought, Tyler Huntley or the remains of Zach Wilson. That sounds smart. Let's go get that guy. I don't know what this is. I am not a fan. And again, if Tua gets hurt and he comes in and balls out, I will come on this very show and apologize. I'll come out and say it like, hey, I thought he was trash. You know, turns out he's not. He's good now. He's a Roomba. He's not just trash on the ground. He's cleaning trash up. I don't know, but I do not believe it's going to happen. I think if he does play at some point, it won't be good. And people will be like, why did the Dolphins sign this guy? Unless he's our 3rd string quarterback. Well, if he's the 3rd string, then fine. That means that 2 other people got hurt and he came in the game. I can live with that. But when you go into the year thinking Tua was 1 sack away from our future and franchise hinging on Zach Wilson's success, what are we talking about? How much was Jameis asking for? Joe Flacco is more expensive than this? What are we talking about? I don't like any part of this. I'm just 10 toes anti-Zach Wilson. I'm sure some of y'all are like, no, Chris is good. He had that one game against the Chiefs. Okay, well then I'm just gonna be wrong then. But I think I'm gonna be right. I don't like any part of this. Sorry, I got a little emotional. Good news in free agency: the Dolphins signed former guard from Pittsburgh Steelers, James Daniels, and James got injured last year. He tore his Achilles, which is a devastating injury. And you guys know how I feel about people off injury. Not generally a fan. Um, I think, especially when you're a big guy, an Achilles injury is brutal, right? The good of this is that James has played both guard positions, right? Some people play guard, they only are right or only left. He's played both, which means that whoever we pick up next in free agency or whoever we draft, he can flip flop. Good there. He's not getting paid a ton. I think it's like 8 to 9 million a year, which is not crazy. He's actually getting paid basically what Zach Wilson's getting. It's fine. Just, hey, it's cool, Chris. Let it go. Zach Wilson's your quarterback. He's on your team now. You got Zach. Last segment. He's basically getting paid what Zach Wilson's getting paid. But when he's healthy and when he's playing, he's athletic. He's a good run blocker. He's a good pass blocker, and he's only 27. So he's in a good age range. Again, coming off injury, we'll see. But he got hurt 4 games into the year. So when he comes back, it'll almost be a full year recovery. We got to knock on wood that he's coming back good. Even if he misses like the first 4 games, put him on a PUP list. That's fine. Give him a full year to recover. I'm fine with it. But I think this is a good signing. All indicators are, had he played all of last year and didn't get hurt, then the market for him would have been way higher. And that it was only depressed because he got hurt. Which means, theoretically, Miami got what could have been a $42 million guy for like 27. And they saved the money because people were hesitant about the injury risk. Which, hey, to each their own. I like the fact that he went and got a veteran who's from a run-first team. Pittsburgh's been a run-first team the whole time he was there. So the Dolphins need to get better at running. He's used to run blocking. That seems like a nice fit there. The biggest issue is injuries, but the fact that we signed him, we still don't know about Eichenberg, and we still don't know about, I can't remember the guard name off the top of my head right now. So they might still be re-signed, but we don't know. But signing James tells us that he's going to be one of the positions, right? We'll see what happens in the draft. We'll see what happens in free agency. But it seems like what the Dolphins are trying to do is find players that are veteran at good value and then spread them out across the team. There have been a lot of big players signed. And the Dolphins don't seem to be in a running for any of the big players. Some of that's cap restraints. This might be a Chris Greer thing where I'm going to sign a bunch of people to 1 to 3 year deals and keep that number nice. And that way, if someone's not good and we have to cut them, not the worst thing in the world. We cut a guy 2 years into a 3 year contract, $7 million dead cap hit, not a big deal. 1 year deals, awesome for prove-its. So I see the philosophy because teams like Denver went out and got 2 San Francisco players. Pittsburgh went and got Darius Slay and DK Metcalf. Like, they're teams who are just like, monies. Miami's spending money like when you go to Subway and you ask to get like the meat sandwich or whatever, and they're like, oh, you want the ham? And they ladle that baby amount of ham, and you say, can I get some lettuce? And they just say, like, hey, dog, where's all the meat? It's like, it's under the lettuce. The meat is in there. You just gotta, you want some sauce? I'm like, I want more ham. Can I get some ham? I paid for a ham sandwich. It's in there. You just gotta like chew 3 times. Just bite. That third bite, that's when you get the ham. That's how Miami's spending money. We got a thin amount of ham, and we're just like laying it down 1 layer at a time. While other teams are just like, let's put all our meat in 1 sandwich. I lost that along the way. It's fine. It made sense. But you got what I was trying to say. So I think this is a good signing. Day 1, great. I think there's still players out there that Miami's looking at. We're eyeballing safety, eyeballing cornerback. There's reports that we are interested in certain players. Nothing been confirmed yet. Maybe tomorrow that'll be on the episode. But we're looking at people. So as of now, this is the best move we've made so far. Because I don't know what that Zach will. Let me move on. It's fine. Unfortunately, in free agency, you gain and you lose. And the Dolphins have lost Braxton Berrios to Houston Texans. Now, Braxton wasn't getting a burn that he probably wanted to get, but we know he went to UM. We know he was in the Dolphins. It was like a Miami situation. We liked him. I mentioned personally on the show, I was a Braxton Berrios fan. Would have loved to see him stay, but I get it. The Texans have horrendous receiver issues between, I don't know when Tank's going to get back. Stephon Diggs had an ACL tear. I don't know how good Mechie and the rest of those guys are. But if Braxton can find a way to be a punt returner, maybe slot receiver for them, Nico, God tier. We know what he's up to. The rest of those guys, don't know. I don't think Stephon's going to be there next year. So if he does this right, he will be on a team that he has a really good quarterback. I'm a big CJ fan. And they play in the Dome and a bad division, which is great. He has a legitimate chance to make the playoffs year after year. I like Braxton. I hope he does well. He's got to stay healthy. Of course, it's only a one-year deal, which you know I love. So it's kind of a prove-it situation. But, again, I don't begrudge Dolphins going to other places. I like Braxton. I hope he goes and plays well. I'll love to see him as a third receiver, and maybe he can make my fantasy team at some point. But we'll see what happens with that. As always, thank you for tuning in to Dolphins Daily. I'm sorry about the Zach Wilson rant. I'm just not a fan. Okay? I got a little in my bag today. It's going a little crazy. Let me know in the comment how you feel about Zach Wilson. I do not like him, but it's fine. You guys have been crushing it with the likes, subscribes, all that good stuff. Keep that up. We love what you're doing. And we'll bring you Dolphins Daily if you stay with us. See you next time. Peace.